If you're building a new home and you're thinking about getting a private building inspector through construction, there's a couple of things you need to know. I encourage everyone that's building to have a private building inspector, as long as you've got the right one. It needs to be a collaboration between the inspector and the supervisor who's building your home, not someone who's going to come in and cause headaches, cause a ruckus. So be careful who you're using. What I'm seeing more and more of now is that builders are putting conditions and criteria in their contracts that your building inspector needs to fit within. It's things like they need to be a registered builder or a registered surveyor. The second thing I'm starting to see more and more often now is the builder is charging for every report that your private inspector does. They will charge you to look at it, rectify the items on there, and respond to it. The kicker with all this is that these conditions, criteria, and whether you're going to get charged or not, is typically only in the build contract. So if you've already signed a build contract and you're thinking about putting an inspector on, firstly, you need to let the builder know. Let them know who you're using, that you're going to be using one, and how many inspections they're going to be doing and which stages you're going to have them for. Second thing is go back over your contract, because you need to be making sure that the inspector that you've got fits within that criteria. Because if they don't, the builder's well within their right to go, we are not even going to consider this report. This person's not qualified or doesn't meet this criteria, so we're not even going to consider what they're saying. So for the people that are early on in the build process and you're thinking about putting on an inspector, maybe you're already in conversations with some. Here's what you need to do. Ask the person that you're dealing with if there's any criteria or conditions around the inspector that you have. Then take that information, if there's anything, and use it for when you're speaking and shopping around for an inspector. So whether you're getting it done through us or someone else, at least you know that this person needs to meet a certain criteria. And if they don't, you probably don't want to engage them. Second thing is for people that have already signed a build contract, go back over the contract and see if there's any conditions and criteria that needs to be met for your building inspector. Because if there is and you've overlooked it and you've put on someone that doesn't meet that criteria, then the builder's not going to take into account anything that they're saying. And I want to end on this. I know I said this before, but you do not want a building inspector that's going to come in and create chaos. A good building inspector is going to come in, work for you, hold the builder accountable, but ultimately they're going to understand that it needs to be collaboration between him or her and the supervisor that's actually building the home.